Oh, you're jacked in to Buffy's Angels, and we're here again talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. We're in season 5 of Buffy, season 2 of Angel, and we're right smack dab in the middle. Last week, we reached the halfway point of these seasons. Now we kick off half two. All right, the second half, if you will. All right, no overtime. Logan. Oh, Logan, that's my host. I haven't introduced you yet. What's up, buddy?
Is this what they call the B side, like on albums,
Yeah, that's right.
records and
Side
stuff?
B, side B. You
Yeah,
don't
we're
want to
moving
say
on to
B
side
sides.
B.
B sides. That it's like interesting because it's two different things. Like if you say side B, that's the second half of an album. But if you say B side, that just means like a random song that you like pop on the single with the hit.
Okay, that's interesting. I've never heard of
You
that.
know
So
what I'm
this is
saying?
side B of
This
Buffy
is
season
side B of
5.
that's right, and Angel season 2.
Right. And I gotta say, I don't know how you feel about this Buffy episode. I really like it.
Yeah, I'm mixed on both of these episodes this week. But overall positive on both, I would say.
I like anytime Buffy stands up to the Watchers Council. Like I'm quitting, or you guys have to listen to me, or any of that
And
stuff.
they really went for it this time. It's like a whole crew of Watchers Council. And you've got like Xander, Anya, Willow, and Tara sitting in the rafters as an
Mm-hmm.
audience so that when Buffy does this, they can cheer.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
Really worked for me.
satisfying. Yeah. All right. Let's start there, I guess. These episodes aired January 23rd. I want to say November, but that's
Wow.
very wrong. Yeah, it's January 23rd, 2001. All right.
Hmm.
The number one song in America was Independent Women, number one
Wow.
by
Is this a
Destiny's
month or
Child.
5 weeks straight? It's one or
I,
the other.
yeah, it's been a long time. I feel like we like skipped weeks during like
Oh,
the
right. We skipped a
reruns.
long time. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's still number one. And the number one song in the UK, we got a new number one. Love the UK for this one. Number one song, rolling, 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 rolling. What? Rolling, 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 rolling. Come on,
So they're
rolling,
ahead of
rolling,
us.
rolling,
They're way
rolling.
smarter.
Yeah, yeah. That's my favorite part. You had to let me do the yeah.
Did he do it twice or you just wanted to do it twice?
I just wanted to do it twice. Breathe in, now breathe out. Hands up or hands down. Back up, back up. Tell me what you're gonna do now. That's right. Fred Durst. He's got it. Rolling Air Raid Vehicle Edition. It's the number one song in the UK. And boy, oh boy, that means chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water is out.
Ugh,
And you know what else that means? WrestleMania 17 must be coming soon because My Generation is the theme song of that one.
really? Wow.
Yeah.
When does
Uh,
Undertaker change his
that
entrance?
that has already happened, I
Oh,
believe.
already happened. Okay.
I might be wrong about that. I think it's already happened.
All right. We'll
All
find
right.
out one day.
Yeah, we will. All right. Hey, something big happened between the last episode of Buffy and this episode of Buffy.
Okay.
We have new president.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah, George W. Bush and Dick Cheney have been inaugurated.
Wow. Congrats. That's
Welcome
off to
to
those
them.
guys.
Welcome to them. They're exactly who you want in there. You know, eventually he'll be reading a book to some kids, get a little notification in his ear, and his whole life's gonna change, baby.
What if he
All
got a
right.
text notification? What if we had
But don't
iPhones
but
back
don't
then?
even worry about it because Oliver Stone's gonna make a really mediocre movie about you. What you mean like what if
Which
the
one?
shit
World Trade
what if
Center?
no. I'm talking W.
Oh.
You're talking about like what if like George W. Bush was reading to those kids, all of a sudden you hear a ding. He takes his
Ding.
phone out.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
hilarious. You know how like the Twitter used to have like a little whistle?
Yep. Yep. Yeah,
It's
that's
like one
good
of
stuff.
those.
All right. All right, so that's new. That's big stuff. The White House has changed residence.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he married, George W?
Of course he is. He's married to Laura Bush. He's been with him since his drinking days, helped him get sober. a,
Wow.
a good woman, Laura
Yeah.
Bush. Yeah. Eventually she'll get played by Elizabeth Banks in that movie for absolutely no reason, even though she's an elderly, unattractive woman.
What
Um,
movie? What movie? That movie you
W.
were talking about? Okay. Wait,
Yeah.
is she in Vice? Who plays her in Vice?
Oh man. Is that Elizabeth Banks? Maybe I'm getting them confused.
She might not be in it.
Oh, Vice is Cheney. Yeah, so it might not be. Sam Rockwell plays Bush,
Yeah, right.
and you really only see him like at his house being a big dum dum.
No, I think we see him in the office, like hanging out, but I don't think
All
we
right.
ever see his
Okay,
wife.
but I only remember that one scene.
Well,
Okay,
if we
so
see him at
correct
home, we
me.
might see his wife, actually.
Yeah, I guess so. Um she's certainly not in the first like 30 people build because I just looked it up. So it's
You know who'd
not
be
a big
good?
deal
The
there.
girl from Tag. She's like the Jeremy Renner's wife in Tag.
Logan, what you and Oliver Stone need to understand is that when George W. Bush was inaugurated, Laura Bush was already 55 years old at least.
Is she
So,
blonde?
no.
Oh. Well, you said Elizabeth Banks. I was thinking of other blondes.
No, she was wearing a brown wig. Like we it was like the worst casting ever.
I was thinking Leslie Bibb, but I guess she's
Leslie
blonde.
Bibb. You're just thinking of her because she's married to Sam Rockwell.
I, Daniel? I didn't know that. That would have been amazing casting.
You
Maybe
didn't know that?
subconsciously I did know that. That's why I said it.
I'm right about that, right?
I mean,
I'm
you're
pretty
probably
sure
right.
I'm right about that. Yeah, I'm right. Okay. Leslie Bibb. Okay.
Wow,
We're actually never been married, but he's been with Leslie Bibb since 2007. How about
that's
that?
that's great.
Yeah. Amazing. Um, oh, lots of stuff happened this week. Logan,
Yes.
you familiar with the town of Brookwood, Alabama?
No. Shall I look it up? See how close I am?
Yes.
Okay. Is there an E in Brook?
No.
Okay. It's 109 miles away.
How long is that?
2 hours and 20 minutes.
All right. Maybe you should drive there and pay some respects.
All right. What happened?
Maybe you should pay some respects for the 13 miners that died in a methane explosion on the day this Buffy episode aired.
Jesus. Why were
Sorry.
13 miners at a meth place?
A methane explosion. It's just like a
Oh,
gas that
methane
gets released
explosion.
underground. Jesus
Sorry.
Christ.
When you say
Uh,
Alabama, there's a lot of meth in Alabama, I feel
oh,
like.
fair
So
enough. Fair enough. But this is just methane. All right. So they
okay,
might have
okay.
been high on meth when the methane explosion happened, but
Right.
that wasn't the cause of their deaths.
Hmm.
All right, so maybe go there, pay your respects, But apparently also some Chinese communists burned themselves to death in Tiananmen Square on this day.
Burn like in a protest?
Yeah, they immolated themselves.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I know.
All right.
Man, really took the wind out of those miners' sails.
Right. They
They
thought they
could
had
have
the
been
whole day to
higher up.
themselves.
Could have been higher up in the fucking news, but there were people setting themselves on fire. We had new presidents. That's why you don't know about this.
Right, right.
Yeah. The number one movie in America is still Save the Last Dance. Really nothing going on there. Lots of still Oscar contenders and stuff. The only debut this week at number 11 on the indie charts there was The Pledge, which is a very good film, directed by Sean Penn, starring Jack Nicholson with a mustache.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it is. And so is the mustache.
Why'd Penn stop directing? Didn't he have like a few for a while? And he just kind of gave up?
I don't know that he gave up in as much as Hollywood stopped asking Sean Penn if he wanted money to make movies.
He can't ask them though?
I mean, he can if he wants, but I don't know that anyone's giving him.
Okay.
I don't think a Sean Penn directed movie ever made a single dollar for anybody.
People like him though, don't they? This is what I'm thinking of. Into the Wild. That's the big
Hey,
one.
you know what's fucked up? I'm talking shit right now, and I don't even know that Sean Penn has directed 2 movies in the last 4 years.
Oh, I see him Superpower and Flag Day.
Flag Day looks like a scripted movie that he's in with Regina King. Good cast. Oh, and Dylan Penn. This must be his daughter. Jesus Christ. Yeah, starring his daughter. That's why. Okay, and also this documentary called Superpower, which appears to be about the war in Ukraine.
Well, let's check it out.
So this guy's directing, bro.
Yeah. Sorry to disrespect him.
Yeah.
Do you like Into the Wild? I've always wanted to watch that movie.
I don't really, but it's for my own reasons, and I can see why other people would like it. I do like his films from the 90s with Jack Nicholson. The Pledge. Oh, actually, that's 2001, apparently, according
Hmm.
to my notes here. And also The Crossing Guard is a good film.
So those are better than Into the Wild.
Yeah, in my opinion.
All right.
Into the Wild, it's just one of those movies about like a kid, like a rich kid going into the wilderness to like find himself. And like I just never like I can't ever get on board with that character, even if he like goes through something super profound. I'm just like, you're just a fucking rich asshole.
I look on Letterboxd. You gave it 4 stars.
Did I?
Yeah.
What I write?
Uh, this still has plenty of visceral power, but doesn't connect with me the way it once did. I'm sorry, but as a 34-year-old, so this was a few years ago, who has rarely felt financially secure, I now lack sympathy for people who choose to turn down free money. I kind of don't think this kid knew shit, but I'm glad he got to see some nice vistas and share some
Jade. That word is chaste.
chaste charged glances with a 16-year-old. Is that Stuart?
Yeah.
I like the keener parts most.
Yeah, all right. That takes me back. It does have some like great moments, and it's a very intense movie. So I think I was still like affected by it enough to give it the 4. I think now I'd
You just
probably
don't
drop
connect
it
it
to I
together.
think now I'd probably drop it to a 3 just because I really don't connect with that lead character.
Okay. Henry, guess
But
what
I
Henry gave it?
did. I a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that because I remember Henry and I met around the time that movie came out, and I remember us both being really into it at the time.
Raj gives it a 5 also.
Yeah, I don't know. It lost me at some point, but others still on board. So good
All
for
right.
them.
Well, there's Sean. I don't know how we started talking
Yeah.
about Sean Penn.
Because The Pledge, that movie, The
All
Pledge.
right.
Yeah. Couple album releases this week. That if you'll indulge me. Oh Holy Fools is a Bright Eyes EP. And no one cares. No one cares. But it has a song called No Lies, Just Love that I used to listen to a lot in college anytime I wanted to cry.
No
Um,
lies, just love.
yeah. And also this day, first album by O Town was released. The
I know
winners of
Otev.
You don't know O Town?
No,
Really? I'm actually surprised
I
because
don't
it's
think
a
so.
reality TV thing.
Oh,
There was an early reality TV show called Making the Band
okay.
that was about like the winners would then like the 5 winners would then form a boy band, you
Yeah, I
know,
don't know.
and put out an album. And this was the band they came up with, O Town. There was a female version of this called Pop Stars, and the band they came up with was called Eden's Crush. But
Wow.
yeah.
I saw Fifth Harmony get put together. You know
Yeah,
them?
it's just like that. It's just like that.
But they
Um,
were put together. They were on the X Factor, auditioned as individuals, and then they were like, "You ladies are gonna get put together as a
right. It
group."
was like an X Factor super group. Like
Hmm.
this was like that, except it was a show specifically for that.
Okay. Yeah, I never heard of that.
Yeah. All right. So O Town. They put all I remember the name of one member of O Town. You ready?
Yeah.
Ashley Parker Angel.
Ashley Parker Angel. I'm looking at the other members: Jacob Underwood, Dan Miller, Eric Michael Estrada. I feel like I might have heard that guy actually, Eric Michael Estrada.
I
But
think
the
you're
other
just
guys,
thinking of
no.
I think you're probably just thinking of Eric Estrada, the actor from Chips.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. No, Ashley Parker Angel. He was the Justin Timberlake of O Town.
So it's him and those other 3 guys. There's only. Oh no, there's 5 of them. I don't know
There
the
were
other guys.
5. Yeah. Back then, you could only do boy bands with 5. It wasn't allowed to have a different number.
Right, 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 right. Of
Yeah.
course.
Okay. What else? Oh, the Golden Globes have. This is quite a big week.
Seriously.
Yeah. Okay. I really cared about awards this year because a lot of stuff I liked was getting nominated. All right.
Right. And you're like
So
15 or whatever.
I really was. Yeah. Yeah, I was 15. I really This is probably the height of
Yeah,
me giving a shit.
of
Yeah.
course.
So the best drama, best comedy, you got Gladiator and Almost Famous, baby. Not bad.
Hmm.
Not bad, baby. You got Tom Hanks for Castaway, Julia Roberts for Brockovich. You got George Clooney for Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Renee Zellweger for Nurse Betty. Golden Globes 2001, if I may say, killing it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you also got Kate Hudson won for Almost Famous, Benicio del Toro for supporting actor for Traffic, and he was great in that film. Ang Lee won Best Director for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I remember being fucking furious about that at the time. Now I sort of get it. It's
Because
probably
it was like a
accurate.
foreign language thing, or why?
No, I just didn't like Crouching Tiger. I
Oh,
thought it
you had
was
seen it.
stupid. I thought it was dumb.
Wow, listen to you.
Yeah, I was a child. You know, I still don't think that movie's for me. It's not really made for me, but I definitely respect it a lot more these days. But
Of
I was
course.
so like, I was probably like Cameron Crowe, let's
That's what you were
do
rooting
it,
for, probably.
or either him or Soderbergh for
Right.
Traffic. I was really into Traffic.
That was his biggest year, Traffic and Brockovich one
Yeah,
year.
that is crazy. That is like the movie equivalent of the year David E. Kelly won Best Drama and Best Comedy at the Emmys for The Practice and Ally McBeal.
You think this is the same as that? Not like Jurassic Park, Schindler's List, or something?
Yeah, I guess.
Because that's the biggest thing anyone ever did, in my
I
opinion.
guess you're right. That's like the biggest version of this.
Yeah, that's the wildest thing ever.
Yeah. Um. And in TV, you had West Wing for drama, Sex and the City won for comedy, and Robert Downey Jr. won for Best Supporting Actor for Ally McBeal.
That's cool.
That was his only year sober.
Wow, and he won an award.
Yeah, they like put him on Ally McBeal and tried to get him sober, and he was fully sober for one season, won the award. The next season, he couldn't get his shit together. They had to write him off the show.
What if what if what if we're about to ruin his life again? What if we give him this Oscar and it gets back off the wagon?
Nah, man, it would have been Iron Man. If Downey was gonna fall off the wagon, it would have been like right around Avengers Infinity War.
It would have been, yeah, when we needed him most, he would have
Yeah,
fallen
yeah,
off.
yeah. He was such a big star. And like, you know, he had been nominated for Tropic Thunder. Like, he had like such a big tens. If that guy was, I really think like if he was gonna relapse, it would have happened by now.
Yeah, I don't actually think that, but it gave me the thought. That'd be so sad though.
It would be. I'd feel terrible, and I feel that I'd write him a fan letter. I
That he
genuinely
would
would.
throw away
Yeah,
immediately.
yeah, of course, especially if he was drunk. Yeah, but
Is he
but
married? He have a family?
yeah, I think he's married to a producer. Like his
Oh,
producing
you're
partner
right. Yeah, I've
is
heard
his
of this.
wife, Susan Downey. I want to
Yes,
say.
yes, of course.
Yeah. Anyway, and that happened in sobriety. Like at the time, he would have been not winning this award for Ally McBeal. I think he was pretty fucking stone cold single and fucking around.
But yeah, but he's been
Um,
with her for a while now.
yeah, he's been with her since I think like maybe Kiss Kiss Bang Bang or around that
Mhm.
period. Um, anyway, that's all I got. Let's fucking talk Buffy.
One of the more eventful weeks ever, I'd say.
Yeah, seriously, certainly in a
Award shows,
while.
a president,
I know.
crazy stuff.
A Bright Eyes EP. I
Little
mean,
kids
what?
died in an explosion.
Not it was miners. Oh shit, you were picturing miners. Dude, miners with like mining helmets.
Daniel. I think that's why I thought it because I've heard of like meth houses exploding and like little kids dying. I've heard
Yeah.
of that like when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And so when I heard miners died and then I heard meth, I was like, oh, little kids died in a meth house. That's legit what I thought. And then how embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing, it's hilarious.
Miners. That's so funny.
Miners, yeah. That's why I stress like methane is something that gets released underground.
Right, right.
Yeah, yeah. All
Yeah.
right. Buffy, let's start there. Checkpoint is the name of the episode. We've got a co-writing. We got a team. Two people who usually write by themselves teaming up for this one.
Okay.
Jane Espenson, she's back for the second week in a row, baby. She just wrote that Triangle Troll one last week. And here she's back again, co-writing with Douglas Petrie, who, if I may, I was looking at his credits, having a hell of a fucking season, maybe the best season of any Buffy writer at this point.
Well, it makes me wonder, did they give her Petries because last episode didn't go so great? They were like, maybe you need some training wheels on this episode.
I doubt it. I doubt it. I noticed that Angel also has two writers teaming
Oh,
up this week, so I wondered whether this was a thing. Like Joss Whedon was like, this week writers are gonna team up.
like a little challenge. That's kind of
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
In this
So
week's challenge, two writers are like it's a reality show he's
yeah,
having
yeah,
backstage. That's fun.
exactly. So Jade Espenson, she teams up with Doug Petrie. Doug Petrie so far this season wrote No Place Like Home, which was the one with all the big glory reveals where you find out Dawn's the key. He
Mhm.
wrote Fool for Love, which is the Spike flashback episode. And he wrote on Angel, co-wrote The Trial. So
Oh,
he's having a really good season.
is that the Spike one where he jumped over the bucket, or that's a different one?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. This guy's good.
This guy's great, yeah. And our director is Nick Mark, who is this is his third episode of Buffy. He directs a couple more, I think. Something Blue was his first last season. He also did Fool for Love, and on Angel, he directed the episode The Ring, which I know you like.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So that's all. Scrote your notes.
That guy has my least favorite name, I think, of any buff. Nick Mark. I don't like that.
You know, I sort of like Mark being spelled with the CK. There's something cool about
I
that.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay, I actually kind of like that because I thought
there
it was
you
just
go.
like first name Nick, last name Mark, and that's
No,
kind of hard to
that would have
say.
been
Doesn't really
lame,
roll off the
terrible.
tongue, Nick Mark. But
But
Nick Mark,
looking at it, Mark with a C looks more like a last name.
yeah, that actually completely changed me. So,
Yeah,
all right, way to go. So Buffy, we are having a meeting at her house, right?
we are. Yeah,
And she's cleaning up. Apparently,
Joyce is involved. Joyce getting involved with a lot of like Slayer meetings this season. I guess because her daughter's the key.
I thought she wasn't really that involved. I thought she was upstairs, staying out of the way, and then she's
Oh,
coming
really?
down for like a drink of water, and that's when she sees
Oh, I
Dawn on the
guess.
stairs.
Oh, you're right. I guess I just remember seeing her around.
Yeah, I don't think she's really too involved. I think she's like chilling upstairs.
All right, but
But
I do think she's like aware of what's going on more
yeah,
than
oh for
usual.
sure. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's why she's staying out of the way. She's like, you guys
yeah,
do your thing. I'm gonna hang out up here.
cool.
But yeah, so everybody's hanging out, and so Buffy's cleaning up a little bit, and she finds one of Riley's old sweaters. That was kind of sad.
Oh,
She should wash it for him
I
in
wish
case he ever
she
comes back.
found. I wish she found the balls poster rolled up.
Under the couch. The
Yeah.
ball over on the ball's poster. That's so funny. So they tell her, Giles says, the council's coming. And she's like, what? I thought you handled everything last episode. I didn't know they were coming. That's kind of how I felt. And he was like, nope, they're on their way. But she's not excited because they almost killed her the last two times that they've been around.
Yeah, she references like
Helpless and
the
the faith one.
Cruciamentum. Yeah, helpless. Good call. You referenced the exact title of the episode.
Well, I know that
And
one, but I don't remember the faith one where they're like swap
oh, that's
bodies.
this year's girl slash who are you?
Oh, who are, yeah, because they're like, who are you?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so that was kind of cool. She mentioned those. And yeah, we mentioned Dawn is like listening on this. That's her go-to move, right? Listen on the stairs.
Oh yeah, Dawn on the Stairs, classic.
Yeah.
She's
I
been doing.
wish.
You could tell she's been doing that her whole life. This isn't new.
Oh yeah, I've been doing that too.
Oh,
I've been
I
doing
used to also for sure. I had
that.
a little spot. I knew the exact stair I couldn't be seen, and I could hear the best.
You find like the points in your house where like that make creaks so you don't
Yeah.
step on
Oh,
it.
100%. Yeah. I knew every stair that made a creak.
Yeah. So I would have really related to Dawn if I was watching this when I was
Mhm.
younger. So that was kind of cool. We see Glory, check in with Glory.
I was like the
And
same age as Don, but instead of relating to her, I was more like, make out with me, Michelle Trachtenberg.
right, you probably said she was cute,
Yeah.
of course. And so Glory's like dying, it seemed like. She was like not doing so hot. And then Dreg comes in with this new guy, Jinx, right?
Yeah. Look at you keeping track of Glory's minions. I can't believe you.
Well, Dreg I knew. Jinx, they said his name later in the episode.
No,
So
I clocked Jinx, but the whole episode I was like, is that other one Dreg? And you right away. Yeah.
well, he didn't look like a new guy.
And I didn't even know I forgot the name Dreg. I just was like, is that the dude from Alias?
I'll tell you how I knew it because I when I say like I write notes. I really type them on my computer. And recently, when I first typed Dreg, it autocorrected to Greg, so I knew that his name was Dreg. It kind of stuck with
Nice.
me.
That is
So
great.
they bring her this mailman, right?
Yeah.
And she does. We've been wondering like how these people turn crazy. They go end up at the hospital, and I guess it's this. Glory like
Yeah.
feeds off of their brain, sucks all their energy out of them. I don't know, and then they leave dumb. They're like,
Right.
"Oh, but where am I going?"
And right after this, Glory is back to full health. So this is clearly necessary for her.
Yes, this is her way of feeding, like
Yeah.
vampires do, but
Yeah, it's
she
interesting.
sucks their brain power or something. It's pretty cool. And apparently, she's like on a like she has to find the key pretty soon, right? Running out of time.
Yeah, Jinx tells her that they're on a timetable. I don't really know how he knows that, or I guess Ben tells him, but I don't
Ben
know.
already? We haven't seen Ben yet.
Yeah, but she brings up Ben, like information they might have gotten from Ben, and whether
Yeah.
Ben's willing to talk to Buffy or not, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so Glory's got to hurry up. And then we get the credits. Great credits. We see like Anya's name and stuff. You guys know the
Yeah,
credits.
right, but not Mark Lucas. He's gone.
Yeah, he is gone. There should honestly at least be a shot of the balls poster in the credits,
I love
right?
that. Yeah. You know what I read is that Mark Blucas was in the credits for exactly one season of Buffy because his first episode as a regular was episode 11 of season 4, and then his last
Wow.
episode of a regular is episode 10 of season 5. Isn't that odd?
Yeah, it made me sad actually.
Yeah.
He had one full season.
One full season.
Oh, Lucas. All right, so we go to the magic box, and who is there? Well, not yet. First, it's like Giles is like helping a customer, but then Quentin Travers shows up, and
Yeah, our old buddy from Ghostbusters 2.
oh, I didn't remember that.
The Scolari brothers.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And Quentin's kind of mean. He like this is the customer, sends her on her way. Doesn't let Giles
Oh,
finish the sale.
Glenn Travers fucking sucks. I mean,
He's
I
an
kind of love him
asshole.
as a character, but what a dick.
Seriously, he doesn't care about anybody but himself. It's really not cool.
Yeah.
And he tells Giles to close the shop down for the day. Is like
Not even for the date, for the duration of the investigation.
what?
Who knows how long that's going to fucking take?
Seriously, he planned on being there for like weeks.
Yeah.
But Buffy put a stop to that.
You
That's
better believe it.
terrible. And Anya, she's like, I work here. Now what am I gonna do for the rest of the day? I guess I'll go call my mother and father who are from Indiana.
Anya Christina Emanuela Jenkins.
I haven't done the whole quote later.
And
Yeah,
this
it was so
becomes
funny.
Anya's name going forward on the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're done with Anyanka?
Well, Anyanka's her real name, and Anya is what people call her. But anytime
Oh,
you
now
need
she
to
gave
hear,
herself.
anytime Anya has a full name mentioned, it's Anya Christina Emanuela Jenkins.
So this would be like on her fake ID, like on her driver's
Yeah,
license or what?
exactly.
I love it. I love it. So this is cool.
Mm.
Yeah, great thing in there. And so he's there, everybody, Anya leaves, and Travers says, "You guys, you need some help with Glory, but I'm not going to give you help unless I know you've earned it. You deserve my help. So we're going to put you through some tests and see what happens."
Right. This is his way of reconnecting with the Slayer, and he presents it as we need to know that since you've, you know, quit the council, you've kept up, and you can still earn this kind of thing and have the ability to stop Glory. That's how he presents it. But really, it's a ruse just to reconnect the Watchers Council with the Slayer, which Buffy eventually sees through.
Yeah, she sees that they need her more than she needs them. So what does she care? Pretty cool stuff. I thought it was
Yeah,
kind of crazy.
it's really good. The more I talk about this episode, the more I like it.
Yeah, I really like it. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And so Giles says something funny. He says, Buffy, she has great focus. Don't even worry about Buffy. I know Buffy. She's got great focus. Then we go to her in class and she's fallen asleep. She dropped her pencil. Can't keep her head straight. And who's the teacher's name? Do we ever learn it? I assume he's in 2 episodes so far.
I don't know that he's been in. Who do you? What?
He was in the one where Buffy is like, the teacher keeps spitting on me. I assume this is the same guy.
I don't think it is. I think there's a different
Oh,
teacher. Tara would be in that class if it was that teacher.
true. I thought she was sick. And I didn't think about it. But that's a good
uh,
point. Good point.
but no. I because I looked up the actor and he hadn't been in a previous episode. This is Professor Roberts.
Oh, Summer's father. I don't know. Yeah, her
No,
father was a doctor.
that's Dr. Roberts. Have you met him yet?
Yeah, well, he was in the early season when Seth like he didn't like Seth too much, but then he actually popped up more recently. He's like hanging out with Julie and stuff. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Did he say? I don't want to spoil anything. All right, we'll talk
Okay.
about
Yeah, we had
it.
like one he was like a big factor. I think he might be in upcoming episodes a little more.
Yeah,
But
he's a good character.
yeah, like he seemed like a wrestler. He seemed like a huge guy.
He
I don't
is a
know.
large man. I
Yeah,
agree
he
with
was
you. Like he's
giant. He
an
had like giant
imposing.
arms.
I think they cast a guy like that because the first time you meet him, it's when like Seth goes out to dinner with him, and
Gotta
it's
be
like, yeah,
imposing.
yeah, he's got to seem really imposing to Seth.
True. Yeah, but I didn't even notice the first time. But then this episode, he's like hanging up. I think it's the Chrismica, the third Chrismica episode, and he's hanging up the tree with Summer. And now I noticed his arms. I was like, gee, they got Batista to be Summer's dad. It's crazy, but
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. So teachers talking about Rasputin.
Oh, I meant to say this. Since you're watching the OC right now, you've passed Jane Espenson's
Oh
episode of
wow.
the OC. She wrote one episode of the OC.
Okay, tell me.
In season one, very
Oh
early
wow.
episode, when uh Ryan's mother shows up and they take her to that casino night and she gets too drunk.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's a very
Jane
fun one.
Espenson wrote that.
Holy shit. All right. I'll figure out what that is later. Maybe I'll watch that again at some point. That's pretty fun. Yeah, that's a fun episode. A lot of fun stuff there.
Yeah. I think it's also the one where Sandy punches Jimmy at like a cotillion or something. Or
That's the
Jimmy
cotillion
get
episode?
yeah, not Sandy. Jimmy gets punched by somebody. Yeah, I think that's the same episode.
Oh, I loved that episode. That's a big Anna
Yeah.
Seth episode. That's like when Anna might be
No,
her
no,
introduction episode.
no. Oh, maybe. Maybe.
I want to say so because I think he's like wants to get with Summer, but then Anna's there and she's like, "Oh, you like her? Let's help you." I think that's that episode. I don't know.
I'm gonna check.
But so Buffy's teacher, he's talking about Rasputin, how he died.
I'm wrong about that. Forget it. There is a cotillion in this episode, but it's just Jimmy gets punched there. Like nothing really big happens with anybody else.
Okay.
Um,
But she did do that episode.
yes.
Okay.
You know who else is in that episode?
Who?
The kid from Free Willy 2.
Oh yeah. That's what I told you. Oh, he plays the kid at. It's like that's like episode 3 or 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when Ryan goes to jail and he plays a guy at jail who's like, "Don't mess with me. I
Yes.
run this fucking jail."
Yes. Yeah.
Elvis.
Jane Espenson wrote, "I run this fucking jail."
Well, I might have wrote that, but she wrote something similar.
Yeah.
So I've been wanting to say this. I thought this was a funny joke, but the teacher, he's all talking about Rasputin, right?
Oh, yeah.
And how he died. But Buffy, she's disputing that. She's saying that he died a different way or something.
Yeah. Disputin'.
Disputing Rasputin.
Yeah. I think Buffy thinks Rasputin might have been a vampire.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, am I dumb for reading into this that she
No,
thinks he's a
I
vampire?
really think that's what's going through her head and she's not able to say it.
That's what I thought. Because then afterward, they're like, and last week you were talking about this other guy, how he like slept weird. And I was like, does she think everyone's a vampire?
I think so.
That was
I
so
think
funny.
She thinks everyone in history was a vampire or a demon.
Okay, I didn't know if I was crazy for thinking that. That's good. Okay, that's very funny. I like that. She's
Yeah.
really losing her mind.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
she's not all. I really do think like Buffy, for maybe the first time in her life in season 5, is like more Slayer than Buffy.
Yeah, it's a good point. I never really thought about it like that.
Mm,
Wow. I hope she's okay.
I do too.
We go to the graveyard and she is annoyed from class, so she goes and she fights a vampire. And Spike thinks he's saving her, so he kills it, but really Buffy's upset because she had it all under control. Not cool
Yeah.
from Spike.
Don't even worry about it, Spike.
Yeah. And he's
Ease
mean in
up.
this scene, right?
Yeah, he's kind of an asshole here.
He says she's not as firm as she used to be. says that she didn't interest Riley and that's why he left. She's not
No,
as beautiful as she once was. What's
she
his
he's negging her.
I don't really understand because he
What
is
you,
supposed to like her,
don't
but
you understand negging?
not when you're as old as Spike.
Yeah, but men with no soul do that.
Really? That's why
Yeah,
you do it when you're like a little kid.
yeah.
But
When you're
coming
a
from
little kid, who are you negging as a little kid?
that's how you flirt with people.
Yeah,
You
maybe
like
when
trip
you're like
them.
21.
No,
Oh, you
like on the
mean, oh, you're talking
playground.
about pushing people down on the playground. I guess that is a form of negging.
This coming from Spike as like a 200-year-old person, I thought was crazy. He should know the art of
I
seducing
I
women by now.
feel that you have to always remember that Spike doesn't have a soul.
Uh, yeah. Well, to me, he's like I connect with him the most of any character, so he does have a soul.
God damn it.
I don't know, so it's hard to I don't know, it's hard to leap. But we see Ben at the hospital, and
I
he
connected with Xander by far the most, I would say.
no, it's true. It's probably true.
Yeah.
I just like Spike. Uh, but this is where Ben learns that Buffy's the Slayer. He didn't know that this whole time.
Yeah, and I thought another thing interesting about the scene is that Ben knows what the Slayer is.
He
He
knows what the
doesn't need
Slayer
to, yeah,
is.
he doesn't need to be told that in this moment. He's just surprised that Buffy is the Slayer.
Well, I had kind of had the theory a few episodes ago. We haven't really gotten back to it, but I thought that Ben and Glory were going to be brother and sister from like a line where he said like my whole life I've been having to help her out.
Right,
And that was
right.
4 episodes ago, 5 episodes ago.
Hmm.
So maybe that's not going to be touched on again. But
No,
it's it,
that was definitely hinting like you're right to be thinking about that.
well, he does have a line here where is it I think this is Jinx, not Dreg, who comes up
It
and he
is,
says
yeah.
the magnificent glory needs your help and Ben like rolls his eyes like oh like you're calling her the magnificent glory. Come on. So that was pretty funny. And Ben has a message for Glory, which we learn a little later on what that's all about. But we go to the magic box and Buffy's
Um,
there. Yep.
I want to say what happens with those like Jinx becomes the more prominent one because the dude who played Dreg had gotten cast in the Alias pilot like during the second half of season 5 of Buffy,
So he's not gonna be on it
and
much anymore.
he'll be on it, but I feel like Jinx becomes like the main one.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
if
liked
I
her.
remember correctly. I like him too, but he gets to be on a TV show like without makeup, like
Right.
doing cool shit. Like it's a good gig for him.
We better get like closure to him though. He better not just like leave eventually.
I don't think so. I think like we'll play out Dreg.
Okay, good. I like
Yeah.
that. So we go to the magic box. Everybody's there. All the Travers. Do you like his crew, by the way? Anybody stand
Who?
out? I like the girl, woman.
Whose crew?
Tr
Oh, you
Quentin
mean the
Travers'
Watchers Council
council.
crew? Yeah. Yes. I want to point out some people. The woman blew me away. I couldn't believe what I was looking at here because
Oh.
I immediately recognized her, and I don't think I ever realized this before this viewing of the show, or maybe once before. But this, eh, how how much of that '70s show have you watched?
I'll say all of it.
Okay. Do you remember that for a good while, Fez was dating a girl called Big Rhonda?
Yeah, she's Big
This is
Rhonda.
Big Rhonda.
Holy shit! I gotta look up Big Rhonda.
And she's British in this and is attractive. So they really uglied her up for that 70s show, I guess.
She's called
And
Big Rhonda because she's busty. Is that why?
no, I think she was just large, like not fat, but like
Oh yeah, I
tall
see. She is a lot taller than
and
him in all the
broad.
shots.
Yeah.
Right. Well, she's
Yeah.
not fat or anything.
No.
Yeah, but she is a lot. She's imposing over him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big Rhonda.
I had no idea, but that's very cool. Now I'm definitely gonna notice every time I watch it. I
All
liked
right,
her
so
though.
yeah, so that blew me away. I really liked her flirtation with Spike.
She's like
And
you. She wrote her thesis on Spike.
it's
She's like you.
she
You both wrote your
is.
thesis on Spike.
We're the same, yeah. And I also recognized the gray man with the short hair. I mean the short gray hair, whatever. I recognized him as the guy who sold Chandler his wedding ring for Monica in an episode of
Whoa.
Friends.
That's an
Yeah.
amazing pull. Which one? Is it the guy who there's a guy interrogating Willow and Tara, and then the one interrogating Xander and Anya. And I like the one that was interrogating Xander and Anya a little more.
I don't
I
remember.
feel like he was bald though.
He had like very short gray hair. It was sort of like a Caesar cut.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I feel like I
Mm.
liked him a little bit.
Yeah, he was good.
But anyway, the woman was she's my favorite. Maybe just because
Th-
she stood out there.
no, for sure. The Quentin Travers and the lady, those are the stars.
Right.
Yeah.
So Travers, he ends up telling Buffy, he says, "Hey, Glory, you're gonna need our help because Glory is gonna kick your ass." And they threaten to kick Giles. They like deport him back to the
Yeah.
UK. Crazy
Mm.
stuff. And so we go to Glory. We see Ben's message for Glory was that he punched Jinx in the face a bunch.
Did I
That's a black
talk?
guy.
Did I tell you how prominent Giles was on Ted Lasso?
No, I knew he
He's
was
like
on it.
he's like the main villain of the whole series.
No, you never said that.
Yeah, it's wild.
Why didn't you say that?
I don't know. I guess I meant to.
So he's the villain of Ted Lasso. If I watch
Yes.
season 1 of Ted Lasso, Giles is the villain.
So in Ted Lasso season 1, there's like a villain, right? And Giles plays her ex-husband, and then you slowly learn that like the reason she's so villainous is that Giles is horrible and he like
Oh wow.
ruined her. And then she sort of has a face turn and Giles is the villain for the rest of the series.
He pulls it off. You think he's good?
He's great. Yeah, he's smarmy as fuck.
I gotta say, that makes me want to watch the show 100 times more than I did
I
originally.
get it. I get it.
Yeah, that's
If I'd
actually
known,
really
it probably
exciting.
would have made me watch it sooner.
Is he's British in real life?
Yes, yeah, and he moved back there after Buffy ended, and so he he's only been doing shows in England.
Like what? The Crown? Is he on the Crown?
I have no fucking idea. I watched the first 4 seasons of The Crown. He didn't pop up, but I don't know about later on.
Man. All right. So where are we? Where'd we get to? We go, oh, Buffy and
Also, no
Giles.
Downton Abbey. I kept hoping for that. Maybe Downton Abbey, some Giles
The two
action, but
biggest British shows,
yeah,
not even
but that
on.
never happened. Because
Damn.
he does mostly comedy.
But maybe after Ted Lasso, we'll start getting some more dramatic roles.
Well, I thought maybe Buffy would get him some fucking dramatic work, but it really didn't.
He's not too dramatic on this show, is he?
Um, I think like in the real heart to hearts, like the scene he has with Buffy after Angel loses his soul for the first time, where he like tells her that he like respects her, and
He has a lot of
it's
the heart of the show.
yeah,
It's
it's
true.
beautiful.
The if you were to think about like the top 10 or 15 most emotional moments, 8 or 9 would include Giles, I feel like.
100%, 100%.
So it's yeah, it's true. Interview time. I'm Anya Christina Emanuela Jenkins, 20 years old, born on the 4th of July. And don't think there weren't jokes my whole life, mister, because there were. Who's my little patriot? They'd say when I was younger, and therefore smaller and shorter than I am now.
That's great.
Amazing.
There's also a deleted line from that they cut for time
Okay.
where she says that as a kid she had a wiener dog who died when he choked on a hot dog. It was very ironic and sad.
Oh, that's a great fake story.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So I had to cut that for time. Holy
Yeah.
shit. They had to cut one line for time.
Yeah.
How that's amazing. It makes me wonder how many other great lines we missed out on
Well,
that were
I
cut.
always read them. There's a site that keeps track of all of them, and so I always read them. And if any are significant, I bring them up.
You
They
think this
were
is the best one, probably?
best one in a while. Yeah,
Wiener dog choked on a hot dog.
made me
Well,
laugh. I was like, they. That's the first time in a while I've read one where I was like, they should have kept that.
they couldn't have got the episode up otherwise. It's tough.
I
Uh,
guess.
so Willow and Tara, funny part, they're like, "What? So what's your guys' relationship?" And they're like, "Oh, we're friends, good friends. We're actually girlfriends. We're lovers, lesbian lovers." I meant your relationship to Buffy.
My favorite
Oh.
my favorite moment in that scene where they lie that they are credentialed witches, and then they ask them what level they are, and they lie a very high level, and then Tarich splurts out 5.
Level 5.
Yeah.
I thought that was good. It seemed to work. It seemed like that's how they do the leveling because he seemed to buy it. He was like, all right,
Yeah,
level
yeah,
5.
it seemed all right.
So that's how they do witch levels. Level 1, level 2,
Yeah.
level 3. Pretty cool. And we interview Spike. Or first, Xander. We interview Xander. We're like, Xander, what's up with you? And he loves the part where they all merge to become a super Buffy.
Because he was
That
the heart.
he was the heart. So that's his shining moment. He feels
Mhm.
like. What episode was that? Made me wonder. I couldn't remember.
That's Primeval, the second to last episode, season 4. The big action finale before the dream episode.
I thought it was Buffy versus Dracula. I got to be honest. I thought they all came together to fight Dracula.
No, it's when they fight Adam and she like turns one of his missiles into like a bird and it's very
Right.
matrixy and shit. Yeah.
Adam. Man, I forgot all about Adam. Holy shit.
Yeah, remember how important Adam was for a
That's
little while
crazy.
there?
I
Yeah.
legit forgot about Adam. That's sad. So Spike, we interview Spike, and we've got a.
You know why you forgot Adam? Because Glory is a way better villain than Adam.
She is already.
Yeah.
And I kind of think about the other Mrs. What's her name from that season more?
Oh,
Mrs.
Walsh.
Mrs. Walsh.
Professor Walsh.
Professor, not Mrs. How the disrespect I just showed
Yeah,
right
I
there.
know.
Holy shit. So Spike, that woman is like, I wrote my thesis on you, Spike. Pretty funny.
Yeah.
He kind of throws Buffy under the bus. Everyone else is nice, but he's like, Buffy, she sucks. Can't get a boyfriend. Pretty
Yeah.
mean. So we blindfold her and we do a test. She fights a guy, and I guess it goes wrong. But I thought it kind of went well, to be honest.
Well, the thing about is that she was supposed to be protecting the dummy from the guy from the Watchers Council, and at the end of the fight, she like beats the guy from the Watchers Council, but she throws her axe right into the dummy, so she
I
kills the
understood
guy
that
she's supposed
part.
to be protecting.
Right, but she did beat up a guy while blindfolded, which I thought was
True,
a pretty good test of her abilities. Like, I left that fight being like, I don't know, pretty good
but I
job.
feel like that's just like Buffy to a T, which is like amazing at what she does, but pretty reckless.
True, it's like an exact, yeah, it encompasses everything in one little moment there.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's really powerful, but doesn't always go about
judgment.
things the right way. True.
Hmm.
So, we say later on there's going to be a mental test. Got to show back up later, Buffy. They say like 7 p.m. I think.
Right.
I don't know what
And then
time
like
zone.
a whole ton of shit happens before then.
So much stuff happened. Yeah, this must have
Yeah.
been like 1 p.m. We have 6 hours until then. And they're like, yeah, go live your day. Come back later. And so Buffy goes home and Glory's there. Awesome scene here with Glory,
This
right?
is great. Remember when Glory entered the magic box a few weeks ago, I said it reminded me of the scene where the mayor goes into the library
Right.
and like it's like this scary thing like on the day of graduation where like the main villain like enters like the inner sanctum and like there's really
And this
nothing
is
you
even
can do
worse. It's her
about it.
home.
And like the thing at the magic box was scary, but like none of them knew who Glory was yet. It was just sort of like we as an audience knew how scary it was.
That was such a cool
Now,
moment.
yeah, I agree. But now like Buffy comes home and Glory's there. Like this is the ultimate version of that.
Yeah, that is scary.
Yeah.
And she's not even like so scared for herself. She's more scared for her little sister.
Hmm.
It's like I don't want to I don't know if this is the weakest season so far because like when I think about it, there's a lot of stuff going on that I do like.
That's the
But
thing is that when you think about this season, it's great. The problem is episode for episode, the
true, that's
episodes are
it.
missing something.
That's
Yeah.
exactly it. The broad picture I like, but like going through episode by episode, it's not as I don't want to say like
Yeah.
rewarding or anything, but not as fun
Right.
maybe.
That is 100% my criticism of season 5.
And so Dawn is there. Glory like notices that Dawn is behind her, and she's like, "Hey, Dawn, come here." I don't know if she knew her name, but she's just like, "Hey, so what's up with the key? Do you know where the key is?" Glory doesn't even know Dawn is there.
Yeah.
He has no idea. And Buffy's like, "Dawn, go upstairs." I don't know. Glory says something crazy though, which I kind of think has to come true. I kind of think somebody has to die this season.
Mm.
because not only because nobody has died really at all this entire show that I can recall. I mean, I'm sure people
Miss
have.
Calendar.
Miss Calendar's died. Eh, But Glory threatens her here. She says she's gonna make her watch her kill her family and friends. So I think somebody's gotta die. I don't know. I don't know who. I don't want
Somebody.
anybody to die.
Who do you think?
Um, I don't want to make any predictions because I don't want to be right because then I'll feel shitty. But I'm
Why
really
would you feel
confused
shitty?
because I don't know because I can't see anybody like I don't want to say like Tara or something because I don't want Willow or Xander or even Anya to die.
I will say I remember watching season 5 in real time thinking it was conspicuous that they hadn't made Tara a regular yet.
Oh, see, I haven't really thought about it, but I thought you said it was coming.
I didn't say that.
Okay, I feel like I've kind of been waiting on it. Not that I even pay attention to the credits at all anymore.
Well, I just tell you when they've made a change.
Right, I really just count on you for it.
Yeah.
So, Joyce, she says, "Who was that girl that was in my house?" And Buffy says, "Pack a bag, Mom. We're going somewhere else." And where do we go?
We're straight up going to a crypt to hang out with Spike.
Yeah, not just any crypt. It's Spike's crypt.
Yeah.
And Spike agrees. Very nice here. He agrees to watch Dawn and Joyce. And he turns on the TV because what's coming on?
Passions is on. And I want you to know that I was watching Passions at this time, like
Wow,
regularly,
that's fun.
and all of Spike's references were appropriate to what was going on currently on Passions.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I actually kind of thought Passions was like a show that already ended.
No, no, that was a soap. It was a soap. It ran from like 2000 to 2003 or 4. I don't know. That's how I remember it
So
anyway.
I wrote down what was happening. Joyce, she asks Timmy, is he really dead? And then
Right.
Spike says, no,
Timmy,
he's a doll. They're just sewn back
correct.
together.
Timmy was a doll that had been brought to life by the witch Tabitha.
And at this point, he was dead. We didn't know.
He had been torn up by like a bear or something,
Whoa,
but they were able to like sew him back together. He came back to life, because he's a doll.
that's crazy. And Joyce wonders, she doesn't think that they're really going to go through with the wedding on that show. Whatever wedding is happening, she doesn't think it's
Yeah,
really going to happen.
it was like Charity and Miguel or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but I do remember they were like leading up to a wedding. They'd been engaged for like over a year.
Did they go through with it? Is Joyce wrong?
I think she was right.
Whoa. Did we
Yeah.
even know what was going to happen when we wrote this line? That they weren't going to go through with it? Or we didn't know
No,
the outcome?
I don't think it might have aired by then, but I don't know that it had aired by the time this was written.
Wow. Look at Joyce.
Yeah.
So we go back to the magic box. Everybody's waiting on Buffy. She's a little late. And we see Buffy walking to the magic box, right? And I wanted to say, by the way, in Dune has a magic box.
That is true. Yeah.
I've been wanting to say that every week. Dune has a magic box, just like Buffy, but we didn't do it. So you guys get to enjoy that great line that Dune also has a magic box. So that we meet the Knights of Byzantium.
Yep. Good catch.
I did not like this guy. LVP, Knight of Byzantium. Didn't know who else to go
Yeah.
with.
Well, the Knights of Byzantium. This is a new little faction we're setting up, and
I
not
like them. They're
little
fine. I just didn't like
actually.
him, the actor guy.
That's certainly fair. Um, Now what did we learn about them?
We actually learned a few things. We learned that they hate Glory, but they're
Yeah,
also not on Buffy's side, right?
they hate glory, and because they hate glory, they want to destroy the key
Yeah, so they hate Glory, but they're also anti Buffy. Like they're not on
because
her side either.
Buffy's protecting the key.
Exactly. Like you think that they're going to be good guys because they hate Glory, but no, they're after the key also.
Right.
That's pretty cool, actually.
And he implies that their numbers are thousands.
Yeah, right. He's like, if we need thousands, and Buffy's like, whoa, 1,000. That's a
Hmm.
lot. That's like higher than 999.
Yeah.
A high number. And but Buffy, for some reason, lets them live. She's like, even though you guys want my little sister dead, you guys go on.
Well, they're human beings, you know?
True.
Buffy doesn't really kill human beings.
True. Really? She's never killed a human?
I don't think so.
I guess only Faith has. Buffy never
Yeah.
killed a human before. We go magic box time. Buffy shows up. Everybody's there. They've been waiting on her. She has the sword of one of the Knights of Byzantium, and she throws it down and she says, I don't know how, like where she really came to. I guess because of Glory, like Glory didn't make a move on her, and she beat up these guys. So clearly, she's cooler and more powerful than
Yeah, I think like this afternoon, like taking charge,
right.
getting her mom and her sister safe,
She's
confronting
a
Glory,
badass.
beating up that dude, like taking his sword away, like getting information on Glory herself, without the help of the Watchers Council. Like she really felt like I'm the shit.
And she is. Yeah.
Yeah.
She ends up telling him basically, you guys need me more than I need you. Everything you said about Glory being more powerful than me, that's not true. We may be equal for all I know. So you guys are going to go back to your little Watchers Council, and I'll call you if I need your help. But until then, leave me alone. And they're like,
Mhm.
all right, fine. I liked him. He was like, Giles, I know you got some alcohol. Give me some.
Well, I mean, you didn't say the deal that she made with the like they reinstate Giles as Watcher for the first time since Helpless in season 3, and they have to pay him retroactively from the
Mhm.
month he was fired. That's why he's asking for this alcohol. The Watchers Council is now broke.
They're broke.
Well, I mean, they have to pay him a 2 years salary.
2 years? I thought it was like a month.
They said retroactively from when he was fired, which was episode 12 of season 3.
Oh, I thought you just said a month. But I mean, yeah, yeah, which was what when they came up originally, they were like, "Yeah, you guys better still be how you were." But I thought that was kind of bullshit to expect that because yeah, he's not even like his position that he was. He's not even training her anymore. Apparently, like he's not supposed to be. So how is she supposed to be like as good as she was? You know?
But he has been training her.
Right,
They've
which is
been
why he
working.
deserves the money from the
It,
last two
it
years because he has
100%.
been.
Yeah, yeah. So Giles is now Watcher, 2 years to the episode from
Awesome.
when he was fired.
Way to go, Giles. And yeah, and she also says that my friends are also going to still help me. I know you don't want that to happen, but they're still going to help me. And that one woman's like, but they're miners. And I was like, what? They work in a coal mine? And she
Yeah,
was like, yeah, go ahead.
couple great things there. I work with two powerful witches, 1,000-year-old ex-demon. Anya pipes up. Willow's a demon.
Willow's a demon. That was
and
so funny.
and she says Xander's logged more field time than all of you combined. And then
Riley
they cut
speak.
to Xander and he goes, I've logged field time.
Yeah, he's excited about that.
It's great.
And they mentioned how she's talking in Riley language. That's how Riley would talk.
Yeah,
Field
it's
time.
it's very satisfying.
Yeah, yeah, it's all very good. And yeah, so Quentin Trapper, he wants some scotch. Giles, I know you drink scotch. Does he Giles drink on the job? He said
Uh
no, but it kind of seemed like it.
yeah, he definitely does.
He's got it at his work. Seems like it. So that was pretty funny. And we learned something awesome. Another great ending to a Buffy episode. Buffy's like, all right, I'm glad we settled that. So what kind of demon is Glory? And they're like, Buffy. I think I don't know if it's Giles or Travers. They're
It's
like, Buffy.
Quentin. It's Quentin.
Yeah, she isn't a demon. She's actually a god. A god? What? End of the episode.
That is a great moment to end an episode on,
Yeah. Buffy's one of the best ever at that. Great show at endings.
for sure.
Amazing.
What do you give this
Oh, a
episode?
few notes I didn't bring up actually. Buffy,
Oh.
I think she has beautiful hair in this episode. I wrote beautiful hair. I think she had great hair. And Xander, we didn't bring up. He broke his hand in the last episode. He's got a sling and a little
Yeah,
cast. We didn't
yeah,
mention that. But they are sticking to that. He has a broken hand or something. I'm gonna go 4 stars though.
yeah. I was gonna go 3, but I think I'm gonna pop it to a 4.
Yeah, it's kind of how I felt in the moment. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that was a good episode. And then like afterward, like I took a break between Buffy and Angel. Like I don't know, I washed dishes or something, and I came back to watch Angel, and I was like, that was a damn good Buffy episode. So it really sat with me. So
Yeah,
four
good.
for four for this MVP. I wrote Buffy, Anya, Willow, Glory. Apparently, you can go
Jesus
any of those.
Christ.
I'm gonna go
That's a
Buffy.
lot of people. Buffy, Anya, Willow, Glory.
Yeah, I thought they
Yeah,
were
I'm
all
a, I'm
great.
gonna I'm gonna give I mean not Tractor. I'm gonna give Geller the win this week.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
Yeah, I thought she was really good. I mean, coming in at the end, that monologue in against the
Yeah,
Watchers guy. I mean, it's badass. It's real badass.
it is. It is. It is.
All right, and who's
It
the?
must be so cool
I
to.
I was gonna, by the way, before we talked about the episode, though, I was gonna give it to Harris Yulin. I really like him as Quentin Travers in this episode.
That's fine. Yeah, he's good. He is this his third episode ever? He's really memorable.
Yeah, he is. How many times have we seen him?
Well, I
Maybe
can only
just
think of the
this.
two she mentioned, and then
She's
this
not
one.
even in one of those.
Quentin isn't. Is this his second
Yeah,
then?
he's not in that Faith one. So let's see. Buffy. I'm looking at his.
I'd say he's one of the better.
Wow, he's only in 3 episodes of Buffy total,
Whoa,
and this is his second of 3.
Jesus! You would
Yeah,
not think that. This
I
guy's
know.
super memorable. A great actor.
Absolutely very memorable. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
The Scolari brother. I mean, I'll always remember that.
I will next time I watch that. I probably won't watch that again. I don't know. I have no urge to watch
Are you
Ghostbusters
kidding
2.
me? Ghostbusters 2 is I think it okay, like it's become underrated. Like people shit on that movie too much now.
Yeah, I didn't think it was funny when I watched it, and I was just bummed the whole time because I knew the story about how the baby died.
Wow, whatever. It's an ugly baby anyway. The first sorry.
So you just wanted to die?
I don't want it to die. But the first like 3/4 of that movie are funny.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that. I'm not that big a fan of Ghostbusters, but watching Ghostbusters 2 made me realize how much I like the original Ghostbusters,
Oh,
actually.
that's funny.
Uh,
Yeah. It
and
does feel like some sort of comedy classic in comparison.
it's true. And I think I'd rather watch Lady Ghostbusters more. I liked that one when I watched it.
I don't mind
2016?
Lady Ghostbusters. I think the only really I think Lady Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2 are probably on the same level, which is that they're
True.
both pretty good.
Yeah, it's like a
with
two
like
and a
some
half
made,
out of three.
and they both
Or
have terrible endings.
really?
Yeah, shitty third acts for both those movies, and of course the other one. Okay, um, uh,
LVP?
LVP, right?
I went that one night
The
of
Night
the
of
Heat 2
Byzantium.
talks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna go with the Watchers Council guy that I can't remember. Like I can't even picture his face.
Hmm. I feel like there were like 5 or 6 of them, and I feel like there is like
There
one or
weren't.
two we're
It was.
forgetting.
It's Quentin Travers, Big Rhonda, the guy who sold Chandler his ring, and one other person. And that one other person is just super unmemorable.
Oh wow. All right, so you're going with that guy. I don't even know
Yeah.
who you're talking about. The all right, so I think that's a good it's a good week of LVPs. I think we both picked a pretty good one.
Oh wait, actually, there was like an. I think I remember him now.
Yeah.
He was like, sort of like Eastern. Know what I'm talking about? Looks like he could be like Indian or something.
Yes, he's the one who interrogates Willow and Tara.
Yeah.
And there's another guy who's
I'm
doing
remembering
Xander
him
and
now,
Anya.
and he's actually not that bad. Maybe I'll go with the Night of Byzantium.
I thought it was a tough episode, honestly, to pick.
Yeah,
I didn't even want to go Joyce. I thought Joyce was
I'll go
pretty.
with the teacher. The teacher that was a real jerk to
Oh.
Buffy.
See, my reasoning for not picking him was I thought he was the teacher from another episode. I was like, well, he's probably a main character.
There
I don't
you
want to
go,
pick
but
him.
he's not.
He's not. So that's actually a good call. I didn't think about him because I thought he was more of a character. So
Boom.
good pick. I thought he was a good teacher.
It was a good lesson on Rasputin, but he
She
was
didn't learn anything.
pretty
Though.
dismissive of her views that he might be a vampire.
True. He's got to be a
Yeah.
little more understanding.
Yeah.
They might be vampires.
Listen, some of your students might be slayers.
Yeah, you gotta know that.
Yeah.
Especially they're not even in Sunnydale. I don't know.
They are. They're in the University of Sunnydale.
No, I guess so. You're right.
Yeah.
Is that in the same town?
Yeah, it's just like
It's a big
or
town.
on the outskirts, I guess, of
Because I
town.
thought college was a little further away from
Yeah, it's
like the
implied.
bronze and
I
her.
feel like it's implied that it's like a 40-minute drive or something to mom, which would imply that Sunnydale's 40-minute
That's
drive around. That's a
huge.
huge town.
That is gigantic. Wow. All right. So, oh, ranking. We got to rank it.
They do at one point say Sunnydale has like 43 churches. It would have to
Sunnydale has
be,
43 churches.
yeah, like it'd have to be a pretty big
What?
town to have that many churches.
It's like how Star Wars Coruscant is like a whole planet full of a city.
Yeah,
Sunnydale takes place on like a whole other planet where everything
I
is just
know.
Sunnydale.
It's like you enter a fucking warp when you go through into like the city limits.
I never thought about it that extensively. Wow.
It's like fucking Springfield. Like you can't make sense of Springfield based
Is
on
that in The
everything we've
Simpsons?
seen. Yeah.
Yeah. I think in the movie, the mayor of Springfield is Tom Hanks. Is
I
that
don't
right?
remember that.
Go ahead. Mayor
Should
Tom Hanks.
shouldn't the mayor of Springfield be me, Mayor Quimby? Mayor Quimby.
Am I supposed to know what that is?
Yeah, I'm doing the impression of the mayor of Springfield, which is
I
basically
don't know
just
that show
like
that
I'm pretty
much.
sure it's just like someone doing a JFK impression.
I don't know
Um,
Mayor Quimby. I'm sorry.
that's okay. He's a major Springfield character.
Um, ranking time. I had such a difficult time. I ended up putting it 33rd out of 90
Wow, that's high.
between Who Are You and I think it might just be because I have this other episode too high, Buffy versus Dracula. But under that, I
Huh.
have This Year's Girl, Superstar, Primeval, and Restless, The Harsh Light of Day. So I don't know. But I'm gonna stick right here, 33.
Feels high for me. I like all the ones you mentioned more.
You like
Um,
Buffy versus Dracula more?
no, but I like all the other ones you mentioned more.
So I think I might
Uh,
have that too high then.
yeah, I think so too. Um, I don't know.
Let me start with the
What's like
Yoko factor,
yeah,
band
yeah. What
candy.
yeah, keep going.
Go up or down.
Down it's Yoko Factor and then below that's Band
No,
Candy.
it's actually band candy, bad girls, consequences, the Yoko factor.
Keep going.
Superstar, Revelations, Faith, Hope, and Trick. Choices, Buffy versus Dracula,
All right, right
Homecoming.
there, right there. That's perfect. Between choices. I feel like this episode's almost a little bit like choices. Choices is the one where like they have to like rescue Willow from the mayor, you know? It's like the big bad of the season fucking with like the inner
Right.
sanctum and trying to figure out information. Remember that's the one where Willow is like looking through those books in the
Hmm.
mayor's office and shit. That's like the Watchers Council here. Similar. Yeah, put it right
Is
below
that
that.
Bridge of Spies?
It is Bridge of Spies, yes.
Okay. I have choices. I have checkpoint 33. I have choices 28. So pretty similar, just a few
Mm,
spots ahead of it.
yeah.
I think the only problem is might have Buffy Dracula a little too high. But I think the thing is the premieres. I really like premieres. I get really excited
I
about the
know you
season.
do. I know you do.
So
I
it's
can
a little
tell.
tough. But going back, I might drop it a little more. But all right, there's Buffy. I had a
So
great
what number
episode.
what number is that for me? What's that after choices?
It's 44 for you, 32 for
Okay.
me,
Okay,
33
that's
for me.
fine.